afternoon. I am on the North Slope here in Alaska. People have been after me to do a video up here, so here I am. I'm doing it. I'm heading out here to what they call 12-acre pad, which is right on the Arctic Ocean. That will be my first drop in the morning. I think I've got 8 drops. Yeah, 8 drops. 8 drops. That's it. So this is it. I mean, actually, I've been on the North Slope for a minute. I can't video on the going through the checkpoint. They don't like that. And I was on the phone back there with somebody, and anyway, but like I said, we're heading up to what they call 12-acre pad. I've got 2 camps on 12-acre pad that I have to go to. I'll get them off. Well, I'll get everything off in the morning. I'll be glad we get some snow on the ground again. It just don't look right up here without any snow on the ground. And the road's rough in spots without snow on the ground. $35 miles an hour out here. And by the time I get up here and do all my drops in the morning and get back to the checkpoint, I will have gone 165 miles just on the slope at 35 miles an hour. And that's the maximum. There's a lot of places where you can only do 25, a lot of places where you can only do 5, 15. So yeah, it's a slow drive. I'm doing 35 right now. Say that because I know it looks faster on video, but I'm doing 35 miles an hour. You do not want to get caught speeding on the slope. You will be barred, and they will charge your company a huge fine, and you will pay it, or no, none of your trucks will come back up here. This is all oil field property, and they run it, and they're very meticulous about safety. But this road's a lot better than it was last week. Last week it had a lot of rain, and then it had snow all day. And this road was a piece of crap, man. They've done a lot of work to it. They're still doing work to it. In fact, I'm about to come up to a blade right now. I think that's a blade or a loader. I can't tell yet. That may be a loader. All the roads up here are dirt or gravel. Because one day, whenever that may be, whenever they quit finding oil up here, which will probably be well after I'm dead and gone, because they keep finding more oil up here. But whenever they're done, all this has to be turned back into tundra. So they can't pave these roads, which you don't really want to pave them anyway, with the frost heaves and everything. They would buckle and crack with the weather, but yeah, when it's all done and over with, all of this has got to go back to tundra. But that's probably going to be 100 years or more. Going around this guy, I don't see anybody coming. they would have to keep this road here because these pipelines, I would think, would still be operational. You got to be able to have access to the pipelines. So it's going to be a long time before this road is gone. Because like I said, they keep going further and further west out on the slope, and they keep finding oil, more and more oil. There's an update on the guy who did the U-turn in Florida. We find out that the company he worked for recently changed names and DOT numbers because they had so many bad scores. Apparently they had a lot of guys put out of service for having suspended CDL licenses, which is just crazy to me. How you can put somebody in a truck and send them out there and not think they're going to get busted eventually. I mean, yeah, I guess you could get away with it for a while if he never gets pulled in the scale, you know, and checked. But I mean, it's only a matter of time before it's going to happen. Or you get pulled over for some little BS thing, and of course they're going to run your license. They always do, and that's it, man. You're done. You're toast. I just don't get companies that do this. I mean, it's just ridiculous, but it is what it is, man. It be what it be, as they say. So I'm sure that company's going to get sued. I'm hoping that they get put out of business because companies like that give the rest of the trucking industry a bad name. Not only that, but you know, they're paying this guy cheap. They're hauling cheap freight. And these are the guys that haul the cheap freight right here. These are the guys that haul that cheap Amazon freight and all that other cheap freight that most companies will not haul. Anyway, I don't want to get back into that right now, but I'm just saying. I'll probably do another video on that as things progress. I appreciate the likes and the views on the last video I did on that. That was, man, you guys did awesome. I appreciate it. Got a lot of feedback. Most of it positive. It has a couple of, you know, people that weren't happy with my take, and that's fine. This is America. We have freedom of speech. And if you're from another country, I'm still in America. I have freedom of speech. It's 25 right here, for whatever reason, just because we're passing this little pump station or whatever. The speed limit's got to drop to 25 miles an hour. It doesn't have to, but it does. It makes for a long trip out here. You're only seeing a small part of it. See, there's wide open tundra out here. I haven't been seeing a lot of caribou lately, but I hadn't seen any today. Saw a polar bear out here, last month. He was running across the tundra. I just kind of slowed. He was way up in front of me, but I just kind of backed off anyway and let him go on across because I didn't want any issues with a polar bear, man. They're aggressive. They're very aggressive. Most other bears don't want to be around you, but polar bears will confront you. So you want to give them a wide berth. Especially if they have cubs with them. It's a nice nice day up here today. It's about 58, 60 degrees. As you can see, it's a little cloudy, but it's a little windy as well. But it's a nice day anyway. I mean, considering you're on top of the world, man, you know, it's a nice day. Not very exciting, but this is it. When we get up to the 12-acre pad, you'll be able to see the Arctic Ocean. We're not right, I mean, it's not right next to us, but you can see it. Then you're really at the top of the world. Unless you got a kayak or something. Or you wait till this winter when it freezes over. There's a 25-mile-an-hour curve just because of this right here, these wellheads and such. Thanks for a long day. Excuse me. And like I said, there's some areas where it's 5 miles an hour. And boy, that's really irritating. But you got to do it. You won't be here long if you go speeding on these roads up here. This road's much better than it was. They do a pretty good job of keeping up with this road. In the wintertime, they do a good job of keeping it plowed. They do a good job considering where you're at. I mean, really considering where you're at right here. Out in the middle of the tundra, in the Arctic. For them to be able to build the infrastructure that they have up here. I mean, like me, I'm bringing groceries up there. These people eat good up here. Believe me, I've eaten at in the restaurant, or not the restaurants, but you know where they eat in their cafeterias, like. And it's like basically like a buffet. I mean, they have T-bone steaks, sirloin steaks. I mean, they have all kind of stuff. They eat really good up here, and they deserve to eat good up here. You know, excuse me, you're hundreds, sometimes thousands of miles away from your family. They work up here. A lot of them work up here 3 weeks, and then they go home for a week or two. And yeah, it's you know, and it's you know the weather conditions. If you're working outside, I mean, it can be you know minus 70 up here, and then you got the wind blowing. It's cold, man. Believe me, I've been up here. It's cold. You know, I'm back there in the back of this trailer in the wintertime with my pallet jack, you know, bringing product to the back. I sprayed mud all over me. You know, I got the reefer temperature at -4 and it's -30 outside. You know, it's chilly, man. Guys deserve to eat good, you know, and these camps have weight rooms in them and all kinds of things. I mean, you know, they really try their best to accommodate these guys and, you know, take care of them. Through here. These are all wells. All these little boxes, metal boxes you see, these are all wells. See that crane there? Looks like they may be fracking right there. Not sure, but that's what it looks like. That's the way it looks down in Texas or North Dakota when they're fracking. And right behind that, there's an airport, an airstrip. You can see the plane right there. Cargo. That's a cargo plane. The only other way you're going to get stuff up here, it's either got to come by truck or cargo plane. And I don't think they use that airstrip in the winter. I think they only use that one in the summer. Of course, the one up in Dead Horse, they use that one year round. At least I've never seen any planes take off or land there in the winter. I've only seen it in the summer. And now we're back to 35. You notice there's no power lines or anything that goes across this road because they move rigs across this road. Full drilling rigs. Most of these drilling rigs have giant wheels under them and they just drive them 1 mile an hour, which means if they have to go 12 miles, it takes 12 hours. They also do the same thing on a lot of these camps. A lot of these bigger camps have giant wheels under them. They can just pick them up and move them. Some of them they can put them on the back of big flatbeds, but a lot of them they just hook up to them. They have a fifth wheel hook up, and they move them like that. Pretty wild, man. It's pretty wild. So all these bridges, you know. These guardrails can be removed. They don't put anything across the roads, you know, because they wouldn't be able to go under them. Pretty much anything that has to cross the road goes underneath. Like up here, you got a pipeline that goes underneath. Blade up here. Doing his thing. Well, he's not doing anything right now. His blade's up. And we're almost to the turnoff where we're going to turn north toward the beach. Got the 25-mile-an-hour speed limit. we turn north. Slow down, it's still 25. Kind of hit the gas a little bit there. Don't want to get in trouble. Phillips out here. Well, this stuff out here is. And we're good till we run up on another speed zone, which will be a little ways up here. It's a little bumpier. In the wintertime, they're nice and smooth. Feels like it takes you forever to get anywhere up here. Especially when I'm going out here to this pad I'm going to, because I can see it for a long ways out before I get to it. See, they haven't done as much work to this road since last week. Still got some rough spots. But at least I can do 35 on it. Last week you couldn't. Last week I was down to like 8 miles an hour in some of these places. Man, I kind of marvel at the fact that we're able to build the stuff we're able to build out here. You know, the whole infrastructure and everything in such a hospitable place. It's really pretty wild. I mean, it's nice up here right now, but this only lasts for a couple of months. And then it's back to, you know, being a, you know, frozen wasteland. It actually gets busier up here in the winter, because once the ice pads are open and the ice roads are open, you can go more places. Things just get busier up here in the winter. lot of places up here that have to shut down for these couple of months when everything thaws out for a while. This time of year when the water is thawed, you know, you see a lot of ducks up here. A lot of ducks, man. Sometimes you'll still see dozens of them crossing the road. You just got to kind of stop and wait. And of course, like I said, caribou. A lot of caribou. Arctic foxes. A lot of Arctic foxes. Ravens, they're everywhere. I believe I got a new place I'm going to, and I think it's somewhere up here. I think I have to turn somewhere up here. See what this sign says. I've been up here 100 times, but I never pay attention to this sign. CPF 3. I don't know. See that guy sitting in that pickup? That's security. Seeing if you're speeding or not. It's 25 through here. I think that is it. CPF 3, yeah. Right back there is where I got to turn for that new place. Well, I'll cross that bridge in the morning. Now I can see where I'm going from here because there's a rig on the pad. It's not operational, but it's there. Way out there, but I can see it. You can see for a long ways out here. Day. I started out getting an early start. I've been getting delayed all day. But that's trucking, especially up here. Longer I'm going to be doing this. Thinking about going back to Texas. I hadn't been home since last November. I like doing this, but I don't know. Gotta miss my family too. Oh, ducks. What are y'all doing? Yeah, go back over there. Thank you. I was a little baby with them. There you go. Don't want to run over any ducks. I like ducks. I have ducks at home. I also like to eat duck, but I don't want to run them over. Ducks are cool. Anyway, I don't know what I was saying. I'm an old man. Oh, yeah. I don't know if I'm going to stay up here till next spring. This will be my second winter up here. I don't know. We'll see what happens. You know, sometimes you just have to put things in God's hands. Whether you believe in God or not, that's your business. I do. And sometimes I think we have to just put it in His hands, you know. I don't mean don't think for yourself. That's not what it means. But just kind of see how things progress. Maybe some people say Allah, Buddha, whatever. You're an atheist, whatever. I don't care. Everyone's welcome. Get up here and eat something, and I don't know, catch up on likes and comments, catch up on comments on my other videos, and maybe I'll go ahead and download this one tonight, or upload it, I should say. I don't know. My trailer lights are giving me trouble. It's in the, well, I say it's in the plug. You jiggle the plug and they work. I think they need to be cleaned. I've got one of those cleaners, you know, where you can ream out the plug for the, you know, the pigtail on the trailer, and then the plug on the, I mean, pigtail on the truck and the plug on the trailer. You can clean those prongs off. Probably dirty. They get dirty sometimes. It's not, that's not the case. I can spread those prongs out where it'll get a little better contact. Truck drivers, you know what I'm talking about. I'll do that real quick before I eat anything. Almost there. You can see it there on the right. It's the big blue rig that the derrick is down on. That's 12-acre pad. And to the right of that, to the right of those buildings, to the right of that is the Arctic Ocean. I'll zoom in on it when we get up here. As far north as you can get on land, at least in Alaska, at least by road. like staying the night up here. It's relatively quiet. I get a really good phone signal, considering I'm at the top of the world, man. It's great. You know, the loaders here are really good. If I need to move some stuff around in the trailer, they can do it. And I'm going to have to move some stuff around, I think, in the morning. Store a lot of stuff on this pad because it's a big pad. They got a dozer on it. I wonder what they're about to start doing with that. Actually move some stuff off of it. That's the Arctic Ocean right there in front of us. Here, let me zoom in on that. That's the Arctic Ocean right there. So, yep, we're that close. And we'll zoom back out, move the camera. I'm gonna pull up a little bit further. And I am done. It's a little after 5 p.m. I got up at 6, so not too long of a day. I've had much longer. The brakes are set. That's it. Hey, would you do me a favor? I've noticed like 70% of the people watching my videos are not subscribers. Would you mind subscribing? I'd really love that, man. That'd really be great. Look, I'm not here trying to get rich off YouTube. I make my money driving a truck, okay? And I've said this before. But, man, you know, if you could like and subscribe, that would be great. Because it helps get things out. Like when I do talk about things like what happened in Florida and just stuff like this, people want to know, you know, what's it look like on the North Slope? You can't just drive up here in your personal vehicle. They won't let you in. It's all private property. Or it's all oil field property. So, you know, a lot of people like to see what's going on up here. So I'd really appreciate it if you hit subscribe, man. That would be fantastic. And I thank you for your time, and I thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.